Zoom starten. Good morning. Can we hear him? Is the voice okay? Okay, great. I'll give it a minute or two before I start. Let everybody join. Then we go over the trade yesterday we took. So where are we at today? So it looks like we are bouncing off that 4 hour that we actually went for yesterday. It did fill up completely, so that was nicely to see. So if we're trading on a 4 hour for value gap and we could have a retracement back up today, at least to this high, we do not always fill this up completely, so always keep that in mind. If you want to trade into a for value gap and we have a bullish reaction off of this, trade to halfway. That's more than enough most of the times. You don't need that full take profit to actually ensure. So yesterday we took 2 trades on stream. First one was when we swept this liquidity, we went up, and actually my TP was just at that high. No, wrong chart. But we swept this one and we entered here, and I wanted to see this high get swept, and we actually missed it by a few points. So this was that wick and we missed it by 7 points. After that I saw actually the market change direction and actually continuing the move lower, and I told the people that were on stream, because this was the orb itself, the opening orb, and I told them that we could short from this. So that was the close here, and we shorted it all the way to, I said halfway, so I believe some people got out of here, maybe in here, because my first TP was at the start of that 4 hour for value gap just below here, and full TP was actually halfway. We could have hold maybe a little bit lower, but that didn't do much anyways. It was a good trade. It was, I believe, about a 2.5, something like that we actually could have made, or a 2. Or I said halfway, this one would be great here. Until here that was 1.7, something like that, and all the way down it was almost a 2.6, 2.5, 2.8. So good trade. For today, it looks like we're still in this 4 hour for value gap, so let's be a bit cautious. We did have a nice bullish reaction off of this. Take a look what the market shows. We have news at 8, so that's just been done. 8:30, 9:30, 10:30. So we do have a little bit of orange folders, but nothing very big. I got distracted again. I still have that cat on my lap for already a few days, and he is doing strange stuff again. Okay. At first view, actually, we still could go up. So daily, we're in the inside day. So look, this is actually something we need to learn too. So it's actually good that we get this. So we're actually an inside bar day. So that means that actually all these candles close inside of each other. So we're actually building up liquidity. So that means that the market can just tap out the high and come back to the low until it has enough liquidity to actually choose the side it wants to go to. So in a bigger time frame and a daily, you cannot trade this because we actually don't have reference points. The low of the day from yesterday has already been taken, so main and thought is still the upper part that can be taken today, but we're trading inside a few bars at this point, so be a bit careful today. It looks like maybe a less volatile day. So if we trade up, I would definitely take a look at that 4-hour value gap just above here, how we react off of this. If we do react bullishly, so we can see this as still as a bullish movement. So we came down, we actually came back up, we tapped that fair value gap, we came back down to the fair value gap below, it held, and now we're actually moving further upwards. So I want to see if we actually can invert this candle here. So if we can be bigger, the next 4 hours come bigger, and actually, and actually that we can go above that top here. If we can, we will definitely go to hold this for value gap just above here. So it will be depending on how we react actually in this 4H here. So this one is actually quite important. If we do sweep this one and we go completely through it, then we can take out a high here. So this should be, if this held, we should not go above the high. If we do, we will definitely go to this for value gap just above here to fill this up. So this one holds a lot of value, so that's a point of interest where we can see the market change direction or continuation. I'm not here to predict the market, we're just here to follow the market and see what it does when we get there. Same here, we still have that 4 hours. It looks like a bit of a 1 hour too. So let's see if we have 15 minutes in those. So we do have a 15 minutes right here. So probably this one holds more value than the 4 hour. So we're 10 minutes in open. I'll still show you guys this one. If anything doesn't go right and if you don't hear me or the screen doesn't work at that point, let me know so I actually know where to go to. I'll share in Discord for a second that I'm streaming here so everybody knows. Wat kan hij dat doen? Goed, kom aan, dan denk ik wel. Goed, kom aan, dan denk ik wel. Okay, let me put an announcement here so everybody knows. Now let's be a bit of patient now. We still have about 3 minutes until this range is forward, and now we still need another 5 minutes to see what happens. So we just started a new session. So I want to see if we can sweep this sessions high, maybe in London's Open, and then take it back, maybe a small bit back to this liquidity. So in a bullish form, at this point we can see actually we had a huge candle, we had change in state right here, we actually created the value gap, we tapped into it in a 15 minute, and we have this continuation now. So it looks in the 15 minute that we actually are moving upwards. The 1 hour the same, so that was the last down movement from here to here. And actually here we've shown actually much strength that we can continue up higher. So my thought process is that we at least will take out these highs here and go a bit further. But like I said a minute ago, we're not here to protect the market, we're just here to follow a plan and just continue on doing this over and over again. So the FEG still counts even with the wick inside. Which one? This one here? The 15 here? For me, the value gap holds value until it's completely filled up. So I see for value gaps get halfway filled. If it's halfway filled, we got an 80% chance that it's actually okay. But this is just like a tap, so it still holds value for me. I do want to see it get completely filled up. Same for this one, so you can say also this 1 hourly, we tapped it. Just above here. But it's a 4 hour too, this one, so this one still, they both hold still value, so you want to see actually a full close of the fair value gap to make sure that it doesn't hold anything more. Some people say it's just a tap, that it doesn't that the confluence is that we go down, but at this point, if we watch this 15 minute here, we just tapped it, but it didn't do anything. We stayed actually inside this candle. The market tapped now again a 15 minute below, and we can still have that bullish reaction now to the top of this fair value gap. Because this one, this here just still shows us it wants to go higher. Yo, cat on the keyboard. So if you're trading orb, we got about 4 more minutes until we have that breach, yes or no? So it looks like we just broken to the upside. So still 2 minutes. Wait till it close, people, so be patient. Even though the market moves, doesn't matter, be patient. The plan is we need a close of a 5 minutes before we breach. So we do have our breach now. Stop should be at least at 23,200 and a bit, so that's about a 17 point stop from here, maybe a bit less. But be patient, you do want to have that close, still 2 more minutes. You can easily come back inside, so be patient. So 1 more minute. If you did not press anything yet, good work. If you kept your hands off your mouse and still had patience, that's what the plan is. I believe we just created equal highs, so did we sweep this? How we swept this? Six, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you're an orb trader, you should actually be in this now. So that's at least a 1.3. The market can come fill this up, so it's perfectly fine that it does it. But we definitely have some fair value gaps left, so big possibility that we actually fill this up to here. So this would be actually a point of interest. So I'm still not trading orb, so I'm being patient until my change in state of delivery comes. Oh, that was correct. So the next 12 weeks I will not be trading it. After that I will continue trading both. It takes me about another 12 weeks, 11 weeks actually. So actually in a 15 minute this actually still looks good. So we had a jump, we had a down movement, we came into a for value gap, and now we just have that continuation up higher. We still got 7 minutes in this for value gap, so a bit of patience. We did sweep that high, so Asia high actually. So coming back in these for value gap is 100% possible. The reason from the stop all the way down here is actually 1, 2, there are 2.5 for value gaps here. So once we breach all of them, yeah, that doesn't. So 2 minutes we still had a for value gap here. So I actually put it on this wick from this one. That was the lowest wick that I could find. Actually this one is lower, but I would be the bottom of the orb. I was actually not needed. So this is actually my model that I want to still try out. So if I tap this, I will take this short, so I do need to tap of this. So there's a small 1 minute for value gap here. So for everybody that's new in the stream, I'm trading one model at this point. So if I get a tap in this 1 minute FVG, I'll take a short from this. The one beside here is a longer trading version, so this takes way longer than the one that I'm doing. Actually we have a second one, so we have actually this value gap. So it's about, see how many points that is, 8.5 points. So let's see if I get that tap. Möchte er denn? Deze is 6. 7, 14, 14, 200, 86, dat is zoiets. 5. So this was the ILM model that I'm still testing live every day. So I'm in this short. So this is what I'm trading live at this point. This one I'm just tape reading for the humans in the group. Stops the high. 23.201. 202. Oh, how funny. MNQ didn't take the high. I didn't see this yet, so look, this is actually quite strange to see now. So NQ did take that high here, MNQ did not. Yeah, I just saw it because I just stamped it, so that's just why actually I saw it happen. So if you're still in this long, it's still valid, so don't worry about it. So this actually still looks better than a short down here. But still, if the model comes, I have to take it every time, so I will. I know it's a bit new for people that are just joined, but this is the pre-orb session, so that means that we take an hour before opening of market, so it's about 27 in this market time, and we see how the market actually reacts off of this orb range. So this was the candle of the 15, with these 3 candles for the 15 actually, and I want to see that continuation then. After we have a 5-minute breach to the up or the downside. If it's downside, we do it lower. If it's upwards, we do it higher. The second model that I trade is actually once we sweep a high of a session, we actually follow the market then on the opposite direction. Once we have a 1 minute change in state with a fair value gap, so this was the change with the 1 minute fair value gap, but it's a bit of a risky play. Yesterday I played it out 2 times, very beautiful. But if your plan is trading orb, be patient. You can be in here for the next 25-30 minutes. Oh, what I say 30 minutes? 2 hours. This will be done in the next 5 minutes. Moet daar een brilklensvoetje dat ik maar pakte. Yeah, I didn't do my counting correctly, so I only ended with like less than a half hour. So okay. Now I'm actually happy that I only ended with less than a half hour, because I didn't see on MNQ we didn't sweep that high, so it will come for it now. That means, so if you ever see NQ or NMQ take a high and NQ did not yet, MNQ will come for it. If it's the other way around and MNQ taken it and NQ did not, it will most of the time not come for it. So maybe something to put in your notes. So if you see a sweep of a high from NQ, MNQ will come for it. If it's not done on MNQ, if it's done on MNQ and not on NQ, it will not. The reason why is MNQ actually has smaller contracts and they actually take bigger moves or make bigger moves. I'm in a short at this point, so the long was actually the orb presenting it to the upside. So I didn't take the orb today because I'm actually not. I need to do this the next 12 weeks. I can only take 1 model, so I'm doing this together with all the students that I'm training at this point. So I'm keeping my promise to them. So I'm in this short down. So I want to see it hit the lows, or just above it actually. That would be a 1.7. So I believe some of the group is in this long here, so that stop is protected, so that should not get invalid anyways. But the market does look like it wants more up movement. If we see this 1 hour for value, hugely candles coming up, so it still looks like it wants to go higher, so it probably will. Yeah, I backtested this model a few times and now I'm trading it live because I'm always streaming online. I have to do it together with you guys, so I can't do it separately. I'm already 4 hours behind the screen a day, so that's more than enough for me. And even with that, I don't even get off sometimes. I do take an hour break because otherwise my wife, I get a spanking of my wife, so I have to. But the market is a bit easy today, so let's be patient. So again, this is the orb model that present themselves. So TP for the orb model would be up here. I took this smaller short down after the sweep of that high. If you want to know this model, I believe I made a movie about it completely. How it actually works. So first view of this point is actually that we are creating for value gaps to the upside and that they're holding, so it looks like it will continue higher from here. And actually don't do anything when we see the, so this is actually a nice viewing again. So in the daily we're doing this, and now in the 5 minutes we're doing the same. So this is actually a structure that means that we are building up liquidity on both sides. So we are constantly trading inside the candle before it. So the market wants to do something, but it needs a lot of liquidity to actually continue the move that it wants to be doing. So underneath 23.18, did I miss? So I got stopped here. So now MNQ probably took the high. This stop is this one actually that I took. 1.8. Oh yeah, that should be 1. Yeah, correctly. That should. That's a good high you have, my friend. So that should be the 1. That should be a 2. Yeah. That was 100% correct. So we 1.118. Yeah, that's the same. 182, 182. So I'll take my. So immediately we journal. It was a very small trade, by the way, for me. Was a minus 0.3 or so. It's not even 0.3. So orb still looks good. So like I said, it's not because I take mean you're short. If you are in an orb trade, it takes at least some time, so be patient when you do this. I got a full document on how to trade this actually. So actually 1.5 wash, you should take some profits off of it and then let the rest run for the rest of the day. This is actually how you trade an orb. So 1.5 should actually be around this area. I'm giving my watches more money than I am at creating at this point. Well, I'll manage to survive for 12 weeks. If we create a new for value gap in a few minutes, maybe we can actually add to that rate. See how this looks. So we now created actually a 15 here. Do we? This orb is in the way. No, we did not. So somebody asked me if this for value gap still was valid. The reason is yes, because this is a bullish structure. So this is a retracement into a bullish structure again. See it? So actually my previous trade, when I actually was shorting this and MNQ did not take that high, actually I should have looked at both charts. We've got 20 minutes till open, so we can probably be patient until then. Be right back. I need to go to the toilet for a second. Or the bathroom, better said. Oh, this is not gonna get to the toilet. Wat de beest dat hij weer heen kennen. En dan ga ik wel gecreëerd zeker. Ja. Okay, I'm back. Let's say that. I try to aim for 2 to 1 at least, so it gives you a nice buffer. Well, still looks good, so good trade at this moment. Just be in it. It's a orb, so it's a patient game here. Do not go watch the minute. If you're trading the orb range, it's not needed. The 50-minute holds most value for yourself to look at. Until the body is closed, we actually don't see anything yet, so we need to be patient. Wil je er nog een keer in stappen? Ik heb hem nog nu wel gedaan. 7 punten terug, dus een contract of hetzelfde weer. 8 punten, weer een stuk of 6. Ja. Ik kan altijd zien wat die doen. Dan ga je weer. Dus hoeveel hier? Ja, doe maar dat bij. Doe maar hetzelfde nog een keer bij. En target is eigenlijk heel deloos. Dus tot 23.185 minimum. Okay, I was not watching chat, so I'll take a look at the chat if somebody said something. Yeah, Anthony, that was a very good question, by the way, so was response. Ooh. So I'm still getting a hang of this OBS system. So again, if you watch this, we had a bullish candle, we had a fair value gap inside of this? No, not yet. Let's see if we get that move at open maybe. Like I said, there is no news or anything coming out, so at 4:30 in the afternoon we have oil, but normally that does nothing to the Nasdaq, so it's actually a pre-market preparation we do have. McDonald's earnings will come out, Disney's earnings, so I don't believe these do that much to the market anyway, so So the orb is still at entry, nothing actually happened, we just came and just did a little bit of sideways movement. Nothing showing less strength at this point, we just filled up some fair value gaps, that's all that we did. So this is why we actually don't watch the minute if you're trading a higher time frames. If you're trading at least orb range, watch the 5. It's better for the mindset. It will keep you a lot calmer, relaxing more in a trade. Because if you've seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times of 5 minutes and we didn't even do anything, we're still at the same place. So 7 times 5 minutes at 35 minutes of not moving anything. So if you didn't touch anything and you're still in that orb, congratulations, you're doing fine. Keep at it. Let your take profit do its thing, or let the not profit do its thing. You agreed to put as much in the market as you wanted. If you don't feel comfortable in how much you gave to the market, make a little bit less until you do feel comfortable at the start, until it's implemented in your brain that you actually can constantly do this over and over again until it gets boring for yourself. And once it's done that, you can actually increase a little bit. I know a lot of people say that you should take at least so most of the people that I see talking about money management, they say that you should take 10% of your account. I say this is very much not correctly. I would not take more than 5. Because if you see this as a real funded, say that this is real money of yours and that you actually put 2k into an account, would you actually agree with me that you would say I give 10% of that account? So if you say minus 10%, that means $200 per trade. So that means if you have 10 not profitable trades, that you would give the full account away. Sink that in for a minute. Would you do it, or would you say I want to trade like 1 or 2%? So if you would have a 100k account, I'm just gonna put a lot of bigger numbers, maybe it gets better, and you would take 10% of that. That's the same as 10k per trade. You see it in percentages, so we trade in percentages, not in money actually. So if you take 5, so if you take again the 100k and you divide it, if you take minus 2%, this is actually what a normal trader does. So that's about 2k per trade. Mindset related, that's still a lot at the beginning to take in, but if you have this kind of capital, you should not be trading 10% of your account. Even if you're trading with 2k, you should not be trading 10% of that account. It would be silly to do it, especially if you're new to trading and you have actually no experience at all. Use 2% of your account, max to 5. If you're a prop firm, you have to take 5, because if you're trading a New York session, you probably would have half the trades you can't even take because of this small amount. But in time it will grow your account, and actually then you will make the amount that you want. I gave this lesson yesterday, so some of them will recognize it. It only takes you about, I believe, 73 trades to get to 25,000 from 2k. So if you want to know the website, you can count this in here. I believe winrate.com or winwar. I need to take a look. No, not correct. This one. So go fill this in for a minute if you're new to trading. This actually is a nice simulated place where you can actually do this. So say that you have a starting balance of 2k. Your accuracy, I'm gonna put 50% inside, so that's your stop loss is how many percentages. So if you say 5% of your account, you should make at least 10. So I will put 13 inside. We got 100 trades. This is another exchange. You can put in your fees even in here and just calculate it. So in 100 trades you would make 55,000. And that makes 13%. That means not 1 out of 2, a little bit more than 2 that you make out of this trade. So once you get to those kind of numbers, so 100 trades, that's nothing, people. So if you make 55,000 and 100 trades by doing this over and over again, and they also count the losses inside, so they don't actually all put your profits. See, sometimes it's 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 losses after a road. So this is just simulation. Even if you got a 40% win rate, you would still be profitable. It would take a little bit longer, but it's still possible. You would made an 8,000 then, but you're still in profit. From 30% you would be actually giving money to the market. So in 100 trades you would only have given $234. So this is why we actually have to reduce the amount that we give to the market. So keep that in mind if you're trading real life funds, that you actually don't go do this. I'll put this in chat if somebody wants to do this for himself. This can actually help for your brain to actually sink this in. So 7 minutes to open, and we're still at the same side. Kijk mijn duimpje dat nu? I do see we have a little bit of latency, and yesterday was better, I've seen. So I believe we have about a 2-second delay at this point, so I want to increase this or reduce this, of course. With London I still need to trade it here. It's just that people still find my channel. Small cats are so funny. He thinks he's a bear or something like that. So in about 4 minutes we probably will see what the market wants to do. We had a 15-minute doing nothing. Another one took liquidity off of it, so in about 3 minutes we probably see what this 50-minute wants to do. This hourly still looks okay, so nothing special about it. But still a bullish candle for me. So London is a bit slow today, or pre-London is a bit slow today, so give it some time. I'm still here for the next hour, so in 4 minutes we will see what happens and what the market actually wants to show us. And I believe in the next 2 minutes we will see too. So the last 2 to 3 minutes of an hourly, it actually will show you what this candle wants to do. So also a very good one to remember for yourself. So if you've been patient all this time and actually we see the next 2 minutes it gets pushing upwards again, we will probably hit that TP and when open. If you see in the next minute that this candle actually reduces almost halfway, then it's a bit less good sign, then we probably will hit at open this value gap just below here. So in about 2 minutes we will know. Can you please explain how you use your Yeah, of course. I do trade it on a 15-minute then, so actually it's not on a 5, it's on a 15 that I traded. So once I see a 50-minute change in state, I can tell you. On a 5, I never tried it on a 5. I do take the entry on the 5 then, but I do take the change in state on a 15. So I can give you an example. There's a possibility it works on a 5 too, but where do I see one? So this would be movement up, no movement. So this would actually be a change in state of a 15 minutes. Once we swept, let's see if this candle then should give me a 5-minute for value gap inside. So if we have a 5-minute FVG here, so this was that candle. We had a 5-minute for value gap right here. That would be the entry. Stops at the low, and then target actually session high. So session high or the last sweep down. So this would be the last wick down. First target this high and then see what happens. So this is the move down that we made. This is the complete move at one time. So this would actually be along right here. You can choose where you put your stops. I prefer to put it at the low, but that would not actually be a lot. That would be 0.9. So if you want to be a bit more cautious, actually if this for value gap should hold, you should actually can put it also on this wick's previous low. So that would have been 1.5 to this high. So that's open, I believe, that we got. Let's see what open brings. So if you want to see this in this movement, actually this 15 minutes should close below here, and then actually we can take that move down. So do ask yourself too this question while you are trading and nothing is happening at this point. If you don't have faith in what you're doing and you actually feel a lot of emotions come up, ask yourself the question, why do you feel the emotions come up, and what kind of feeling do you create? I know most of the feelings are fear, but ask yourself why you're fearful, because otherwise you don't have faith in a few things you're doing. So it should be the other way around. Oh, that was funny. Hij want to jump up en is onderkant van tafel. So the small cat wanted to jump back out. I'll take him for a second. So it looks like we're moving up now. Let the market do its thing. So this is the good thing about trading. If your stops are placed at the correct spot, it should never come back there. We should actually constantly continue the movement into the direction that we want to see. So we've been here for at least an hour and a bit now, and we're still at entry price. Hey. So if London does, my friend. So if London does sweep that high one more time, maybe then I can take a look for that short one more time. Oh. But now, being patient. Because this is actually still a bullish momentum. So what do we see? We saw liquidity being built up. We took out that high. We still could have tapped this. So at this one, this looks a bullish candle. 3 minutes, same. We actually closed. Took inside liquidity here. We came into a PG just below that was not completely filled. So they still hold valid. We tapped a little gap here of a 3 minute. We actually tapped that completely, and then we actually had a huge bullish movement off of it. So this is still showing me it wants to go higher. Even the 5 minutes done the same. We had a small opening gap here. This is why I put your stops all the way down here. We had the patience, we went through it. So now about 27 seconds. I do want to see it close actually above these equal highs here. If we do, well, we probably head out immediately to TP. I do love to see that 8 seconds get a close above here. Even if we don't, it's still possible, so don't worry about it. Just keep calm. You're in the trade anyways now, so you cannot... Now, I don't want to see the market come back to that low now, so this is actually now a low that should not be get tapped again, so that would be actually a soft stop, you can call it. A soft stop means if a 1 minute candle goes below it, you should actually close your trade, but the probability is that we actually only have 5 more points to the downside, so we probably, if we tap this, immediately go to here. I'm not the youngest anymore. Now the good thing is if this 5 minute continues higher, we actually get a new fair value gap here, so that could be an adding spot. The reason I don't take this as an adding spot is actually because we didn't have a fair value gap. So the wicks closed on each other, we did have an opening gap, so this is something that needs to be thoughtful about. So no fair value gap, just closed. As long as I don't have an FEG, I don't add to the trade. Even though the market did come back to it and continued higher, I do need that fair value gap to add to my trades. It gives more confluence that we actually continue than the market. 8 more minutes in the opening. Now we're still hanging around here, so So again, we came in this FEG now, it's 3 minutes. Want to see was not close below that candle actually, it does need to push up here. In the next minute it should push all the way back up. Yesterday we had it over how a market is chop. So this is chop market. So actually, if you were not in a trade, you should not be trading this. Not at all. Nothing is showing me anything in this small range forming. So this is not a ranging market. So a sideways market, this is actually a chop market. The reason why is none of the fair value gaps actually hold a lot of sense, especially here. We made 2 up, we closed, we made a few up, okay, we followed, so this is okay. But this one is a bit strange here, so this one actually shown, we went down, we did tap this small gap still left, so we had a bullish reaction, so now we should actually continue this bullish reaction pretty fast. If we don't see the movement in the next 5 minutes, this probably will get stopped. We still had entry, so again, it's still held, so if I take this one away a bit, that was the FEG, that was the stop here. So this should not get pushed through. We should hold all the markets above this high, or this low, if the market wants to continue higher. En dat was mijn stop zeker. So now you can move your stop actually up to here. So you can put your stop actually at this low. Three more minutes till this opening candle is completed. If we have a next one and we have a continuation also with a 5 minute close to above, we'll enter a full position again and put our stops just above our entry point that we have. So if this one closes and we have an extra 5 minute close to the upside, we can actually add an extra full position to it. Our stop is already, our entry is now here, so if we enter with a full position again, we can just put our stop to like halfway or maybe just a bit above. But let's be patient and see what the next candles bring. So this is a 1.2R that you would have collected at this point. Oh wait, a bit less. Your stop was here. So here's that move that I want to see. Now I do want to see it continue immediately. Here we go. So that's that first tap. So that would have been 1.5R collected. So that's again a profitable stream for you guys. Happy for all of you. I'm the only one took an L today. Still testing this model out. So in real life, it's it's always a bit different in real life than you do it on back testing. Well, it works actually. So this model, I know it works. I've tested this front and back test date already for more than 6 months, so this actually works perfectly fine. So 2 more seconds. So that's the close. So this is actually the range of the orb of 9 o'clock. So there's a big possibility that we push through here. If we hit TP1, I actually do take some profits off of it. If you feel comfortable, you can also take now off of it. It's your choice how you take profits. You're on 1.3R at this point. Ja, die springt hier ook op. So again, if we see this kind of movement, actually that's still a bullish structure. So I hope you guys see what a bullish structure is at this point. I wanted to explain this yesterday too. If you don't see the movement on the market, you can change your bars to just lines, so you can actually see that we are in a bullish movement. Don't use it to trade with it, but you can see actually that we are in this bullish movement at this way. Another thing that you can actually do, but don't use them as guidance, just use them as to take a look how the market reacts. So you take a 15 minutes, you take the lowest point, so that would be the lowest, but this one is the one, and then actually add to them. So you can see, as long as we stay above this structured line, we actually continue the move to the upside. We can come to the line, but we actually continue the move to the upside. So this is called trend lines, but actually I just use them for liquidity, because like here, you can see we're building up an extra one, so you can draw them everywhere, but you can use them just to see how the structure of the market is moving. Don't use them as breakout or anything else like that. Those won't. That's normal trading. I wouldn't do it. They do work if you keep constantly to it, but I prefer not to use them. I just prefer them to use as guidings so that we can see how the market is moving. So the next 11 seconds, we filled up this gap. I do want to see that continuation now. Still there was no adding spot, so that was, oh, again, like my friend. So there's still no adding spot. The only 5 minute that's now being created is right here. I got about 40 more minutes, so if anybody has a question. Yeah, Anthony, we got up. This is actually also in the documentation, so read it for a second. It can take up to 4 hours to complete the trade here. So it's not because you sit behind the screen that we have to do something. If you set your TP and you set your stop, we actually can just let go of the trade at that point. Some of you did take some profits up here. Because the market can we have 30 seconds in this 5 minute, and that's a big candle back down, I must say. Come on, we did miss my TP again for like, what? 4 points? No, still be patient here. Still looks good, so we still didn't do anything, we just filled up this gap, so now actually this candle should continue to move further upwards. And this 15 minute we still have 9 minutes, so it's very common actually that it actually fills up the wicks from wick to wick of the body and then continues further upwards. It should stop moving now around this time, so it should not move any further down. And I would love to take in this short, but we did not get my entry. So we swept actually, now London did sweep the highs, all of it, so this is actually what I wanted to see. The only thing is, we had a down movement candle, but no fair value gaps got tapped, so we actually kept dropping immediately. So there was no entry point. We still got 8 minutes in this 15 minutes, so this can easily come back up. Just be patient. Don't watch the 1 minute or anything else when you're trading orb. Keep it on a 5 or a 15 minutes so you actually can see what's happening. So we did create a small one here, so if this 5 minute comes above this high, that would be the adding place. What I do need to see come back up there, of course. Seriously. So we still have a minute in this 5 minutes, so this can easily come back up. So I don't want to see it close below this wick now, if the bullish structure should continue. We still got 5 minutes, so this can still go up. Be patient. Yeah, you did good, Anthony. It's better to take a half off at 1.5. So in the documents it says you actually should take one off at 1.5 R and then let the rest run if it's necessary. So actually the high, what I put it out here, was actually 1.48, so yeah, that's 1.5. And that was actually also the top of that for value gap here. So this top of here, I want to present up. This wick should normally be get hit, but you did okay. You did very good. You did follow your own plan, so that's the biggest thing. We're still in this orb range, so if you want to take, no, you take profit today, so I would not take another trade. Anything is still possible, so you can still easily move back up and go to TP. Trading is a patient game, and it will actually touch every emotion that you ever have felt in your life and get you very excited and very not excited. So you will have faith in your trading. When it goes up, you will have full faith, and then actually when it comes down, you will feel the complete opposite again. When it goes up, you will feel fine and good again, and so on, so on. So learn to recognize them and control them so that you actually don't feel any of them, because it's needed to actually reduce those feelings. Because if you watch the 1 minute, we just actually came down, we hit the full FEG here, and now we're actually having a bullish reaction off of it. The stop should be this one, so that was protected, and we actually are now still continuing higher. Nothing is showing me at this point that we want to go lower. Even the 5 minutes, we had 2 big 5 minutes, that's correctly, but still it held. This 5 minute will be more important. If this one actually shows us we go under it, under this low, yeah, then we'll probably get stopped. But that's trading, people, so 100% accuracy is never possible. And don't go for it either. So if anybody tells you he has a 90% chance of win rate, please don't believe it. It's not even possible. 90%. I got about a 55, 60%, sometimes even a 40, and I still make profit. So you don't need a big win rate. You just need to know how to protect your capital and actually keep adding to it without over risking, so constantly risking the same amount so you feel comfortable into it. So again, in this next 35 seconds, I do want to see a close above this high here. Then this Bavaria gap held. Are we actually showing us the market wants to go up higher again? I'll give it another 10 minutes and then I'm gonna be off stream. If I see anything, I will definitely add to the trades on Discord, of course. But if you're still in it and you held through all of this already, congratulate yourself if you didn't do anything. It's also good for your mindset to learn from it. So this is actually what I wanted to see. So we came above. Now I do want to see that push higher. So we got 30 seconds in this 5 minutes. So I do want to see a close up almost at the top of this candle would be good. Now we do have a nice movement up higher. The market just needed some small liquidity to push up higher. For confused traders in this area. Because if you watch the 15, everything is still okay actually here. So we had a big candle, we had a smaller one that came back and actually came halfway that candle again. So now this candle should immediately push up higher. There's no reason for it to continue lower at this point. So if you're still in this trade, actually do reduce your risk at least to, I would even say to this point here. If you did not take anything of profits. So this can be a stop actually. We already came back down, so we should not move lower. If we do, we probably will take out all of this. So this gives you a stop of what? I believe about 6 points, so you should actually be in less than a half hour at risk at this point. If you have a bullish movement now, if we close above here, you can add actually to that trade again and then put your stop right here. And then you can put them here. But I do need to close above this high. So if you feel discomfortable or not at ease, put it in a journal and write it down, review it and go over your thought processes, what happened. Because I know most of the thought process already, but it's for good for yourself to recognize them so that you actually can see them for yourself. And feel them over and over again so that you actually get used to it. I can give you a few pointers, but most of you will be already laughing before you have ever would done it. But that's okay. It works anyways. So we are trained from child off that we actually don't see the positive in everything. So that's we are trained actually to feel fear instead of faith. You can just, I can even put you back to high school, so even if you have to do an examination of a test or something, we didn't got good grades and you got punished. Or some people got punished or some people got yelled at from home out, so we actually are conditioned to get fearful instead of having faith in what we do. So if that is also the case for you, you will have to backtest your strategy a little bit more so that you actually feel comfortable in trading this strategy. I have a message from one of you guys that said you could not enter trade seller. Let me know. I've seen the message this morning, so I'll give you a link. I'll show you how I do it. I sometimes get an error too, but I can still get into it if I'm fast enough. So I do want to see the market continue here. So now we created actually a 3 minute for value gap here. It's also bullish movement. And then I want to see it push out of it. Yeah, do know we're still actually in that openings range, so this is still the orb of London itself. So London did not actually show us what it wants to do at this point. Yeah, so on the document I said 2% is actually the start. The reason why I actually say this is if you feel comfortable giving 5%, you can. The reason why I actually say this is because if it's a new strategy you never tested, you actually will feel more comfortable in trading that strategy. So I don't want you having any kind of unfaithful feeling, so you need to have faith in what you're doing. So the less you put into the market, the easier it gets to get over that not faithful feeling, so fearful feeling. So, and this is actually how you get your mindset on a good state. Once you have done this a couple of times and your mind can see it works over and over and over and over again, you will feel more at ease when you're trading. Especially because if the market does something like this, people do strange things when this happens. It's because they have their mouse in their hand and they are actually pressing buttons without ever needed, because we're still, if anybody got out of this trade because we went down, ask yourself why. Okay, if you put your stop and you took profit and you put your stop at BE, that's something different. But if you did not put your stop at BE and you got out of it before your stop hit, that's actually a not good habit. So I know people do these things, so I just want to show you what you should do instead of it. So by reducing the risk you put into the market, it actually builds up. And the reason why is actually, if you trade real money, you would actually only trade 2% of your account. You would actually never go above it. So most of the proffers have trailing drawdown of 2.5%. Not if you trade, it depends on which one you use. So this is why I prefer top step above most of them. Top step does not have it. Apex does not have it. Neo, that's okay. There's multiple trades coming, so don't be. So that's FOMO. If you're fearful, if you missed the trade, so don't think about that way. Just see it as you just woke up, so it's okay. If you're I don't know if it's morning with you or if it's night for you. So if it's morning for you, you can actually maybe put your alarm a little bit early. And especially if you just woke up, you should not be trading. I'm already up before I trade for at least an hour and a half. So otherwise, my mind would go everywhere. The reason why you actually wake up before you trade and have some time for yourself is actually to get out of a theta state where once you wake up, you're actually in a state of brainwave, still in a sleeping state. So you need to get out of that so that you actually can use the different capacity of your brain. So still nothing happened, so I'll be online for the next make it another 5 minutes to quarter before. Maximum 10 o'clock is my max that I stay online. But this still looks good for me, so... So if London ore does break to the upside, we could have a nice bullish day today. That actually could mean that we could do this high, or come completely into this next 4 hour or 1 hour value gap. That was also a 4 hour here, that I believe. Yeah. If you learned something today, I would appreciate it, or you made some profit. I would appreciate it that you give me a thumbs up. It helps the channel grow, and also helps people see that I bring value to the market. I'm a bit of a different trader than most of you guys are, so just wanted to help. Been in this game for 5 years plus already, so I know how it works. Most of the things that you guys are having, I already have felt it before. I've came over it. So again, if you ever trade the orb range, what I'm actually doing, that we're doing now, and you have watched the minute, you probably would go all over the place. If you watch the 15 minute, actually nothing happened. We're still in this small movement. No, anytime. So salt is, once you actually get to a point that you feel comfortable in trading, and there's 3 things you actually need to feel. 1, you have to have 100% confidence in what you do. Second one is, your brain needs to see that you already have created some profits out of it. Once you have created some profits out of it, and you actually feel 100% confident in taking every trade without any excuse of your brain telling you things to do or to reduce risk or do anything else. If you have not, and you can completely follow that rule, then you're ready to increase your amount. It will feel a little bit strange in the beginning, same as adding. That this feels strange too at the beginning, but it will feel great once you learn how to do this. And after that period is passed, you can also increase, the skill will increase, the confidence will increase, and then that way you actually build up to the strength of it. And I know some people don't like to see their movement of TPs go up and down and the money goes up and down. But maybe watch it on TradingView then, or just watch it on TradingView and leave your screen once you set your entry and your stop. Just go off that screen and just watch TradingView or my screen, so it actually reduces the thinking that you have on. So I will get off in about a quarter. Then I go after my vegetables, so I can eat something today. I was out yesterday. So 2 hours, almost 2 hours on stream at this point, and still looks good. So once we have now moved everything, we have touched the lows, we have done actually, you can put your stop actually to this one. There's no point of us actually coming back to that low. We already taken out everything. The market is just going sideways now, so we should not move anywhere else than upwards from here. So this would reduce actually everything. If you take that low, you should have a stop now from what? 2 or 3 points, something like that. 2.5 points. So now you're actually as good as in profit. I will not put it on BE yet because there is still a movement that we could maybe take to the low, because there's still a fair value gap that was not fully filled here. But because we already came down to this gap, we should not take out this low anymore. There's no reason for it. So you could put your stop actually at this one now. So that's 23,195.25. So you're as good as fully in profit at this point. If the market does decide all the way to come back down here, we probably see all this get taken out, so we don't want to see this. So this is actually how you also can protect your capital. And if you were just a minute ago, you did not take any profits at all, maybe just take one contract off here so that you actually are full in profit. So if the stop does hit your SL, actually that's done 0 profit, but 0 giving to the market. If this are breached to the upside, so if we do have a breach, that's still the adding spot. It's still here. I do want to see a 5-minute body close above these two candles. So above this one actually. We retest the 15 minutes, we break it above 23,225. I actually don't watch EMAs, so let me take a look. So we're testing it at this point, yes. So we tapped it once, we tapped it twice, now almost 3 times. Yeah, the hourly is still far off, so we can still go to that hourly easy. And the 4 hour is way ahead under us, so this holds more values The hourly we can still get a touch of it. So the 4 hour we've seen us touch it actually and bounce off of that one immediately to the high, so that looks like it definitely wants to continue. That daily is still far below us. But if you're trading a model, you should actually not look at these things, because they will give your brain an idea to get out of a trade faster or reduce risk, or maybe even take full profit here instead of being patient and see if it does breach through it. We definitely will hit to that high then. So again, another 15-minute closed, and this candle again closed inside. So if you took some profit, put your stop right here where it's marked, and then do not take another trade today. I would say just let it go, because the market is not doing anything. And if the market is not doing anything, we should not be doing anything either. We give it 10 more minutes and then I'll be off. So if you still have value in these streams and you still want me to do this, I would appreciate it to just press that thumbs up. It actually grows my channel a bit. So I want to get to that 1,000 people actually. I would love to get there by the end of the year, so that's another 4 months. We're on 780 people I believe actually that found my channel. It goes up and down a little bit, but it would be nice to get there. I have this channel now for about 4 years, so it takes a while to get there. I used to be only crypto. Yeah, it does look like it doesn't. Yeah, these do hold value in if you trade with EMAs, but look, you can also say we tapped the 5 minute and we had the continuation. Look at the bigger time frame. So the 4 hour set, we tapped it and we moved away from it. The 50 minute is just a hanging here. We broke that already here, so we retested it. We tapped the 4 hour and this one actually shows. The 5 minute shows continuation movement. The 3 minute shows, if we tap it, continuation. So there's one that shows it differently, but all the rest actually shows we have a continuation. So try not to get too much confluence in this. Until we break it or go below it, it doesn't hold value at this point. We just tapped it, so there is no value in going inside. So as long as we're in it, we can just go through it or go below it. If we just tap it and we have a rejection off of it, then it holds a lot of value. Once we're inside the EMA, it does not hold any value. You need to be patient until it chooses a side then. So if you're inside a 15-minute EMA, it doesn't hold anything. This can just easily be broken because a 4 hour got some more power over it, and this one shown strength after this tap, immediately the push. We came into a value gap, we retraced a bit, and this should actually be that continuation. Reason why is we're still in an uptrend, hugely. So in the bigger time frame, it looks like we still want to go up. We just need to be patient. We got about 5 minutes in this 1 hourly, and it looks like it still holds value to go up. The last 2 minutes of this hourly will actually show us exactly what it wants to do. So again, every fair value gap that's been created to the upside has held. Now we just need to be patient. So we tap that one again. So if you're still in this is actually nothing of a stop that you have, so we should continue in the next 5 minutes. I know the longer that we are in a trade, the more the brain wants to think of a reason why we're in it. There's actually no reason at all. The market just doesn't want to move up at this point. It wants to have your brain get into a thought process where it thinks it needs to do something. While all we can do is actually be patient and sit here. If you don't want to watch it, just close the computer. Your TP is there anyways, so don't add to it then. Just let your TP do its thing and get off the screen. That's a good question, Cole. If you have strict hours that you actually can trade, I would suggest Orb. If you don't have strict hours and you actually have multiple times that you are free at the day, and you have the capital also to buy TradingView and put the alarms in, I would say the other one. It depends on what times you have free, how many times actually you can choose, because the orbs works when we have a nice continuation. The other model works when we actually have a ranging market. I want you to teach you just one at the start. I would teach you both by the end of the 12 weeks, but I want to actually being able to do one at a time so that you have the ease and the time to actually implement a new habit. You can trade 3-4 strategies if you want to, but I would prefer you only trade one. If it's profitable, you only need one. You just need patience afterwards. So we just broken the orb with a tip of the wick. So in the next 2 minutes, if we do breach a full candle close above that orb range, that means that London actually chooses to continue the move to the upside. And this is where the big trades actually come in handy. So Cole, if you actually have multiple time sessions free, you can do that one. But if you don't, if you're not free at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on my time zone, and you're not free at 9, it's not easy to do the other one because we need session time. So that means if you want to trade sessions, liquidity sweeps, you need that session time. So you need to be here at that point, or you need to set an alarm here on your phone. Just put an alarm on the queue when it passes. Same for the downside when it passes, and then you can actually have that trade. Otherwise you can't. There's no trading in between those levels. You just need to be patient until this breaks, and then you need to sit after the screen and again be patient. So Orb is actually very strict to a time based, so it's actually at 3:30 in the afternoon for me, or at 7 in the morning, 8 in the morning actually. So for people that's still in here and still trading this at this point, it's 2 for 10, so we actually could have that close in about a minute. So that would be TP1, by the way. If you held through this, congratulations, good trade. Taking a look if you should add where we could actually put that stop. We do need that body close actually, so we still have 50 seconds. Be patient. Yeah, if you have that one, I would probably put my stop. That would be the long from here. Stop would be halfway. That would be the last sweep. I would only enter half hour from this one if this breaches to the upside, so that's also then a confirmation that the orb goes to the upside. We had a retracement and that continuation move upwards. Still got 10 seconds. There's no body close, so we still have it. Not easy pushing through here. 2, 1, so that was no close. Yeah, you can actually put this one reduced to full BE here, so you don't need to come back lower than that anyway. So previous trade from pre-session should be full at BE stop, and then the rest let go of it, see what hits. So this would be TP1. If it does continue higher, next would be actually here, so that would be that 4 hour for value gap, the top of this wick. So I'll put this on the screen for a second. That would be TP2. That would be 23,252. And full TP would be actually this one. So stop should be fully in profit now, so actually there's no more risk in this one. If this one breaches to the upside, you probably hit TP1 immediately and then see what brings afterwards. So it's 10 o'clock, 10:01. I'll end the stream by this. Take a screenshot if you're not in the Discord yet, so you can actually do this. If you are inside, have fun. Give me a thumbs up before we leave, guys. I would much appreciate it. Everything's fine, thank you. Most of us made today that traded that strategy of mine was stops were here, so I believe that was the stop that we took. So we made about a 1 point. They could have made about I believe a 1.5, maybe a 2R that we collected. A 1.6R. So you can rewatch it if you want to. Enjoy, guys. Have a nice day. See you back in the afternoon session.